everybody, it's me, Ivy, and today I'm going to show you how I updated my bookshelves, aka my fandom space, which is going to include some tips, some key favorites, and just in general be a small tour. So if you're interested in that, stick around. If you're not, go find something else to watch. I don't know what to tell you, and we're just going to get started. This is what I started with, my fandom corner, which I've had since about 2022. And it was very cozy. I actually really miss it, but it took up a lot of empty space in my room that I wanted to free up, and just in general, I needed more shelf space and I needed an update. So this is the layout that I started with my brand new bookshelf. I say brand new, I did buy it used, but it's new to me and that's what counts. The first thing I did was take down all of the autographs and pictures that I've gotten from conventions so that I could put them elsewhere. The materials I used Scotch mounting tape, which I really like. It holds well, and it actually does very well at protecting the paint underneath what you're hanging. And then I used 8x10 photo sleeves and top loaders to protect my autographs and pictures. And this is what they look like all hung up. I didn't show the process because I went through a couple different versions and a couple different layouts, but I really like them up here because they're no longer behind my door, they're where you can see them, and I can just cherish these memories. These are my signed Doctor Who scripts, which I got from the Gallifrey 1 convention, and I actually ended up using record sleeves to protect these. It was the only thing I found that could fit the scripts, and you do have to fold and tape it for it to work, but honestly, I'm just happy I finally found something. And when it comes to keeping them upright, I took a Pringles can and filled it with rocks. And if you want to see how that works, if you look just past the anime boys to your right, you can see how I did it. Next up is my comic books. This shelf particularly is for my floppies or single issue comics. However, when it comes to a full volume run, I do eventually end up organizing them separately in Ziploc bags, and then I use magazine holders to store them. The ones that don't have a full volume set or can't be organized stay in this purple tote, which I discovered apparently has some extra Gallifrey CDs in it, and that goes in the middle, followed by some more volumes. Next, I put up the zine that I was a part of, the Champions Charge zine in 2022. If you can't tell, the Champions are my favorite comic book team, and I actually used to make a lot of videos on them. And I also have Funko Pops of them as well, as further proof of my love. This shelf is for all of my trade paperbacks, mainly Marvel comics, and you can see more of my key favorites here. So The Vision and Miss Marvel, I love both of them with all of my heart. I also quite enjoy The Runaways, and then you can see some of my other key favorites here. One of my favorite Image series is The Wicked and the Divine, though I haven't reread it in quite a while. I have some gay indie comics that I really love. And then another Image series I love, which is Paper Girls, as well as Saga, which I really want to collect more of. Again, I love The Vision, so I have a couple different figurines of him, which you'll see as I'm putting the finishing touches on this shelf. These I hung on the wall. This is actually Vision's first ever comic book appearance, and this is the original comic book. It's not a reprint. I received this from a family member, and it's now behind a protective case. And I also have my first issue of Champions, which is the first comic I ever put on my pull list, and I just really want to protect it because it means a lot to me. Really quickly, this is my assorted K-pop shelf. As you can see, I'm a big fan of Twice and Red Velvet, and I didn't show the progress for this one because it was also a mess, and there's a lot of different album shapes and sizes that I struggled to organize well. This shelf was thrown in at the end because I had an empty shelf, but this is showing all of my Doctor Who fanzines. Speaking of Doctor Who, next up is all of the audios. I'm going to start with the Gallifrey audios, which are my ultimate favorite and one of my favorite series of all time. And because I like to reduce waste and I'm cheap, I'm going to use cardboard as a riser here, and this was just temporary as I was seeing if this layout was going to work. I actually had to end up cutting and going with a larger box because it wouldn't fit, so I switched that out. And one of the things I do is I use bubble wrap within the box to secure it and just give it a bit more structure. And then I added all my CDs on top. And then here I am putting up all of my Gallifrey related artwork just to sort of fill in the shelf. There is a bit of empty space, however it's being reserved for the Gallifrey fanzine that I was a part of that came out this year in 2024, which I'm so excited for because Gallifrey is very underrated and it doesn't really have merch besides fan created merch. So I'm just very excited to get that fanzine in there and being able to show off all of the extras and the art and the inclusions that came with it, as well as just celebrating the work of me and all the other contributors. And this is a bit of a better look of what the shelf looked like when I was all done. Lastly, next to the shelf, I hung up some of the autographs that I have from the Gallifrey cast. Next up was a shelf that I really struggled with, the Bernie Summerfield audios and books. As you can see here, I used the same cardboard riser technique, and I was so happy when I started because I put all of the New Adventures books up there and it fit so well and I felt so proud and satisfied. And then I remember that there's more books and also CDs, and it started to hit me that no, this was not going to work. And so I just ended up putting them right back in the CD case from whence they came, which is kind of cool though because it means that Benny has her own little shelf and container. And then really quick, I just want to highlight this super cute Big Finish bear. And he's got all of my Big Finish pins, I love him, and he has his own headphones, so he too can listen to Big Finish. The shelf is empty. I don't have anything to say about the shelf. We just have empty space. Yay! Because I had so much extra space, I have a shelf for my pins and a Lego set. I got this cork board off of Amazon and I really like it. It just helps to display all my pins and I can see them and it's cute and I love it. Next is my manga/anime shelf. My Hero Academia and Chainsaw Man I absolutely love. This is actually my signed My Hero Academia Volume 1. When I met him, Justin Briner said, quote, "Ivy is the name of a hero," unquote, in the Deku voice, and I did think that I would die. It was amazing. This shelf is pretty special to me. As you can see, I'm still using the cardboard and bubble wrap routine for the riser, but this is my nostalgia shelf. These are all books that I used to read when I was younger, whether it was in middle school or high school. It's mainly the works of Rick Riordan, so Percy Jackson, Heroes of Olympus, things like that. But these are all books I really loved when I was younger, and I used to have to get them from the library, but when I had adult money and I found used bookstores, I just had to buy them. I haven't reread so many of them in literal years, but just having them and having a reminder of all of the things that I used to really love and enjoy, I just like it. I like having a nostalgia shelf, and you can see I'm highlighting some of my favorites there as I put them on the shelf. I was actually able to fit all my other non-fandom books on one shelf. Again, I didn't show the progress because this got messy, so I thought instead I could highlight some of my favorite books. One of my favorites is The Girl Who Fell Beneath the Sea by Axie O. I'm not usually a romance person, but I really liked this one when I read it a couple years ago. And then of course we have The Seven Husbands of Evelyn Hugo, which I actually did not know was gay when I first read it. Fun fact. This is an underrated one, and it's The Seafarer's Kiss. It's a lesbian mermaid story, so that's great. Because I had extra space, I put some cute extras like this fairy loot, the girl who fell beneath the sea case, and this is where I actually store all of my D&D dice. And lastly, this cute cow plushie. Moving on to a shelf dedicated to my favorite K-pop group of all time, LOONA. LOONA is a 12-member girl group with each member having a solo EP, and then there are subunits of 3 to 4 girls, and they actually have since not disbanded, but they did have a dispute with their original company, and now they are under separate companies and operating under different girl groups, with 2 of the members, even 2, being solo artists now. This shelf was a trip. I tried to use these acrylic risers and they were falling under the weight, and then I tried to use bubble wrap. That did not work, obviously, so I did the cardboard box routine, and I actually put white paper over the cardboard box just to make it fit with the theme and aesthetic of LOONA a bit better. There are a lot of LOONA albums, but I put the full run of original LOONA albums up first, and then all of their new group and post-Blockberry Creative releases up. You can see I'm putting my photo card binder up there, and then I'm putting all of my miscellaneous LOONA stuff, smaller albums, things like that up. This is one of my favorite album inclusions. It's the Spaceship Pass from the first L'Ensemble album. And you can also see I have my signed 2022 concert Go On ID tag up there as well. Next, I put up the postcard I got from attending the 2022 LOONA the World tour in Chicago postcard, just as a reminder, and then I put my light stick up, which was a struggle. I got this cute moonlight from the thrift store just because LOONA has a moon theme. I thought that was a cute thing to add, and that is a look at my beautiful LOONA shelf. My photo card binder I wanted to show off because I've been collecting for about 6 years now. It's not dedicated to collecting, so I don't have everything, but I do have quite a bit, and I just wanted to have bragging rights for a moment. Now the event you've been waiting for, my Doctor Who shelves. Sadly, I did not do the progress for these because it was also a mess. I have a lot of random Doctor Who stuff. You can see I literally have a trinket and extra magazine basket right there because I just have so many different Doctor Who things. These are my coins from Gallifrey 1, for example, attendee coins. And then here are all of my DVDs, my Funko Pops, and then some of my sonic screwdrivers. I don't have all of them here, but I did get them eventually. These are my ribbons from Gallifrey 1, which I'm actually working on securing using thread, hand sewing, and duct tape. So I have 3 for the 3 years that I've gone. 2024, that's going to be a trip. I have to hand sew all of that. And then finally, I put all of my cozy pillows back down for if I ever want to read right in front of my bookshelves, and just because I didn't want to get rid of these pillows, so they had to go somewhere. This is the final look at my brand new bookshelf and fandom wall. I'm honestly completely in love with it. I walk into my room or I wake up in the morning and I look at it and it just feels like an absolute dream. It saved so much space in my room. It looks so nice, and I think it displays everything I have and everything I love so well. Thank you so much for joining me. I hope that this was a cozy watch, a fun watch, or just in general you thought it was cool. Most importantly though, I hope you're staying safe, happy, and healthy, and I hope you're having a great day, night, whatever time it is for you. I'll see you later.